After another all-nighter, messing around with this unit. Got this one ready to run. Got it on my quick and simple run stand. Quick, simple, cheap, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It works. You definitely start these son of bitches up like this. Got these are my turbo headers. I got a turbo small block in the works. But I ain't in no real big hurry to finish it because it's gonna make more power than most of my vehicles could handle any fucking way. So I'm gonna have to, whichever vehicle I decide I'm gonna put that turbo engine in, I'm gonna have to do some extra beefing up. But that's the headers for it. Pretty fucking good headers. Beauty of them is, here's your spark plugs and your wires. You can get that shit so easy. Got your mini starter. It's wired up for sound. Pretty damn good turbo headers. I can't remember what I paid for them. Which I bought them back when everything was at its fucking peak. So you can buy them cheaper now. I bought them about 2021. And seems like they were $400 or $500. Don't quote me. But I think you can get them for $300 or $400 now. So they fucking got a Flowtech version that looks identical to them. These are PG performance headers. But there's a pair of Flowtechs that I would swear are the same fucking header. They look identical. But I'm gonna fire it up with these on it. The only thing sucks is the exhaust to blow out this fucking way, so I'll have to I'll probably just roll it out in the fucking driveway. It's about 4:30 in the morning right now. And it's gonna be a loud son of a bitch, so I'll make another video later after I get it running and shit. At a time that the law won't be called. But it's all ready to fucking go. I pulled my 850 double pumper off of that unit there, since I know it's good to go. Carburetor that was on here been sitting for a couple of years, so more than likely that fucker will need kneeling seats at the least. So I'll worry about that later. For now, I'll throw this old 850 double pumper on here. Let her fucking rip. This is the engine I built a few months ago, called the 500+ horsepower 357. And it should make that no problem. And then some. Those are reproductions of like 1972 350 pulleys. Nothing special. Got the high zoot alternator bracket on there though, just out of convenience, and they don't take up much space. And it's actually, I run about every alternator bracket there is to run. That seems to be about the best place to put them fucking things on these small block Chevys anyway. I do hang the turbos off these fuckers though. They'll have plenty of clearance. I haven't decided which turbos I'm gonna use yet. I have a pair of 78, 75s. I'm probably gonna use on them. But not on this engine. This engine's gonna be NA street thumper. Yeah, it'll make 500 plus horsepower, no problem. But the power of them fucking turbos is gonna add. I wouldn't trust it. It's a 2-bolt main, 1990 L-98 350 out of a I-Rock Z, or whatever the fuck they call them that year. It's a tune port L-98 350 is what it started out as, 1990. But every single part on it, except for the block, has been changed. And the crank. I used the fucking stock crank in it. But I put good rods and pistons and all that shit in it. Good heads. It's got 200cc Brodix heads. They've had where they CNC the fucking port openings, and then they got that ridge in there. I smooth that ridge out of them, so I'm sure it didn't hurt. It's a Brodix intake manifold, 1206 port matched. That fucker's pretty well ported unit. It matches these heads perfect. You almost think they were made for each other, which Brodix heads and Brodix intake. Go figure. Shit fits fucking good. I got my, guess that's a SFI approved PRW flex plate. Just painted this engine black. It's 1990, so it was black, brand new. So a little nod to the factory there. That's a locked out HEI. I'm probably gonna throw 34 degrees timing at it, and that's where it's gonna be all the fucking time. I have to run an ignition interrupter though. Get the engine spinning over and then flip the ignition on. Otherwise, you try to crank an engine over with 34 degrees timing. You motherfucker's gonna drag like a son of a bitch. Be hard on starters, and yeah, be hard to fucking start when it's warm too. But we going simple. This fucker's simple as ABC. No vacuum advance. I just got this fucking sun gauge temporarily plumbed in there. To see what kind of oil pressure I got when fired up. Got this fucking T and shit rigged up. Got a Moroso distributor hold down. Brass freeze plugs. Got a HVH tapered combo 2-inch spacer. See how that acts. Got your classic Moroso big boy fucking water neck. I just got a restrictor in it. It's a 180 degree thermostat with the fucking shit cut out of it. So this engine ain't gonna see a whole lot of street action. It's mostly gonna go to the track. Might take it out fucking around. I ain't even really decided what I'm gonna put it in yet. I was planning on putting it in my Cutlass, but I'm also thinking about sticking it in my 95 Blazer. It's been sitting kind of long, looking like shit. I put a lot of work into that fucking thing years ago. Hate to let it rot away. So it might get this unit here, or it might get this unit here. That's the one I had running. Peeled it back. Let it sit on the dolly till I figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do with it. Do something with it. Put it on a fucking lawnmower or something. Got an old ass riding mower out back that would be an interesting swap. Put a V8 small block Chevy on it. I wouldn't waste one of these on it though. I got a lot of goddamn money tied up in these fucking engines. So they going into cars for sure. But you want to find me an old motherfucker to stick something in, like a 49 Chevy or something. 48, 49 Oldsmobile Super 88 would be the shit. I'd stick one of my 455 Oldsmobiles in that. Them fuckers are hard to find now, and people want to sell parts cars like they're made out of fucking gold or something. You know, it used to be a $500 car, is now a $20,000 car. Shit's kind of ridiculous. But there are still old shitters out there. I see them every now and then, but they're always on the other end of the goddamn country and shit, so I don't want to travel 2,000 fucking miles to pick up an old beater. But I'm looking for one within, I'll drive a couple hours for one any fucking way. I got this unit here wired for sound, so it's ready to make some noise and see what it's gonna act like. 357 cube, small block.